The ball sitting at the center of a sport watched by half the planet. The ball that just decided a World Cup final in extra time in front of 80,000 people used to be an actual pig's bladder. Not a joke. Not a metaphor. A literal inflated internal organ that people kicked around for fun. This is the wild, 4,000-year journey of the humble football, from ancient China to the sensor-packed sphere used at the 2026 World Cup. Let's go back further than you'd think. As far back as 255 BC, the Chinese were playing a game called Su Chu, kicking a ball made of animal skin through a gap in a net strung between two poles. Similar ball games popped up in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. Humans have apparently always wanted to kick something round. But for most of history, round was a very loose description because the ball itself was whatever you could find. Stitched up cloth, animal skulls, and most famously, in medieval Europe, an inflated pig's bladder, sometimes wrapped in leather to help it hold its shape a little longer. The problem, obviously, is that pig bladders are not exactly precision equipment. Everyone was a different size and shape, which meant every ball played differently, bounced differently, and, honestly, probably smelled differently too. Nobody solved this for centuries. Then, in 1836, an American inventor named Charles Goodyear patented vulcanized rubber, and by 1855 he'd built the first vulcanized rubber football. Finally, a ball that didn't depend on the size of whichever pig happened to be nearby. But the real breakthrough came in 1862 from a man named H.J. Linden, who developed the first inflatable rubber bladder. And there's a genuinely tragic story behind this invention. Linden's own wife died young of a lung disease, and he believed it was caused by her blowing up hundreds of pig bladders for him to sell to schoolchildren. Driven by grief and guilt, he built a rubber alternative so nobody would have to do that again. That personal tragedy is quietly responsible for the modern football. With a reliable rubber bladder now available, the sport finally needed rules. In 1863, England's Football Association met to establish the official laws of the game. In 1872, they defined the ball as spherical, with a circumference of 27 to 28 inches and a weight of 13 to 15 ounces, numbers that, with small adjustments, football still uses today. Now let's fast forward to the World Cup itself, because the tournament's relationship with its own ball has been surprisingly chaotic. At the very first World Cup in 1930, hosted by Uruguay, there wasn't even a single official ball. Teams brought their own. This came to a head in the final between fierce rivals Argentina and Uruguay, who literally couldn't agree on whose ball to use. The compromise? A coin flip. Argentina's ball was used in the first half, and Argentina led 2-1. Uruguay's ball, called the T-model, was used in the second half, and Uruguay stormed back to win 4-2. Make of that what you will. From there, the ball kept evolving alongside the sport. The 1950 World Cup, which brings us to 2026. For the first World Cup ever hosted by 3 countries at once, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, Adidas unveiled the Trionda. It has the fewest panels of any World Cup ball in history, just 4, thermally bonded to reduce seams and improve flight stability. Its red, green, and blue wave pattern represents the 3 host nations, with a star, a maple leaf, and an eagle embossed into the surface. And inside, a 500 Hz motion sensor feeds real-time data straight to the VR system, helping referees make faster, more accurate decisions in a tournament bigger than any before it. Think about that arc for a second. From a pig's bladder wrapped in leather, to a coin flip deciding which ball gets used in a World Cup final, to a 4-panel, sensor-equipped sphere feeding data to referees in real time. The ball has always quietly mirrored the sport around it, getting more global, more precise, and more connected with every single decade. So the next time you watch a match, and don't even think twice about the ball itself, remember, that little sphere has one of the strangest, most surprisingly emotional histories in all of sports. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe for more deep dives like this, and I'll see you in the next video.